All right, Tucker, thanks so much. Folks at home, do you ever get confused by the sell-by and best-by date labels on your food? Well, does the date on your milk carton, does that really mean that you need to toss it as soon as you see that date come up?
Here to explain what all it means is Dr. Felicia Stoller. She's a registered dietitian, expert consultant in nutrition and healthful living. Good to see you this morning.
Nice to
Staying
see you.
warm, I
Thank
hope.
you.
A little
Yes.
chillier today.
Yep.
Walk us through, because people get very confused about what it all means.
Right,
Yeah,
so
we want you to save us some money without making us sick.
Well, I
please.
can definitely save you some money on that. So first of all, we have these sort of use by dates that are on foods, and so we think about it in terms of safety, we think about it in terms of quality, and we think about it in terms of freshness and whether or not a manufacturer should, or a store should still have something on their shelves. So the things that have the shortest life, I just want to show you here. You have things like, fresh cut meats, cold cuts, yogurt. Eggs can be used for about a month after the date that's on there, but again, you want to check dates. Things like packaged salads. So what happens is with packaged salads, the cut up fruit, because you've exposed some surface area, those are going to go bad a little bit quicker.
All right, well, we want to, like we said, safety. We want to make sure that we don't
Food
get
safety.
sick.
Right,
And
so
meat
meats.
is what always makes me nervous.
Right, exactly. So something like ground beef, if you don't use it within 2 days of buying, so this is a fresh ground meat, you need to stick it in the freezer. Same thing with turkey. Some other foods come in packaging where they're cryovac packed, so there's absolutely no air in there.
What about fish? I find fish, I've got to use it that day or the next day.
Well, that's that I usually
It
do,
also
but you can
gets
buy frozen.
And
too.
it gets
Yes.
confusing when you put it in the freezer.
That's right.
Can you leave it in the freezer? How long? And, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you look at it after a few months or a
That's
few weeks,
right.
it looks a little...
So we say with frozen food, generally 6 to 9 months in the freezers, but the truth is, how many of us are taking a Sharpie and writing down the
It's
best
like mystery
date
meat. What's
that we
gonna be in
have?
there?
Right, and so then if you look at things like milk, for example, I just want to show you that there's lots of options in terms of, yes, you can have fresh milk, and we know, like even between New York and New Jersey, there's different dates on the same milk containers.
Sure.
So you can get things that are shelf stable. So when you're talking about how you can save money, I'm a big fan of buying shelf stable products so that, again, you can have,
Kale.
like the kale.
Yeah.
I love this. I mean, you can have fresh kale, which is going to last in the bag for about a week, or you can have this other one. This lasts for 2 years in your pantry.
But do you have to worry that there's preservatives in there for it to stay that long?
point.
So let's talk about what the things that we have to worry about are things that may contain dairy in it, that might have a protein in it, an animal source protein, or may have a fat in it, because fat is something that will spoil when it's exposed to air. So dry products like cereals, crackers, pasta, even dried beans, even canned beans, those can last for years on the shelves. So I want people to know that yes, you can open these products up even, so for example, tuna can last for 2 to 5 years, same thing with beans.
Right. Wow.
And again, you're looking at like cereal or crackers, they may not taste good that far
But you say
out.
with the beans, for example, or the tuna, if there's any rusting or if there's any leakage,
Right, but so you can buy a
immediately.
packet, so there's not going to be any rusting on a can.
Right.
So that's what I think is really great
And then
about
as
it.
we go, one more question about the dried kale.
Oh, don't you love that?
Yeah, it can stay forever. I think it's delicious.
You can
is
buy
it
this-
as healthy as eating
It is, and the nice
right out of
thing
the
is
bag
you can get this at Rite Aid. You can get it at a drugstore. You can get it anywhere. It is fresh,
It's a good snack.
and it takes a lot of
Low
the
in
work out.
calories.
That's right. Well, this is dried powdered kale, so you can add it
okay.
to other foods. So I
great.
really love that
Well, thanks,
for
Doctor.
cooking. Thank you.
This is
My
really
pleasure.
helpful. We appreciate it.
Nice.
Thank
Dr. Felicia
you.
Stoller.